I never thought I'd be writing a post like this. Hell, I never thought I'd be in a position like this. But here I am, stuck in a mess I never saw coming. I'm a 23-year-old woman, and I have an older brother, Ben, who's 26. He's always been the charming, popular one, the kind of guy who can light up a room with just a smile. He's been with his girlfriend, Sarah, for over 3 years now. They've had their ups and downs, but I always thought they were solid. I have to admit, I've always liked Sarah. She's sweet, down to earth, and she's treated Ben really well. She's become like a sister to me, someone I could talk to about anything. The idea of Ben and Sarah being together forever seemed so natural. I was happy for them, happy for him. He's my brother. After all, I wanted him to be happy. But that all changed last week, and now I'm in a position where I don't know what the right thing to do is. It all started on a Wednesday evening. I had just finished up work and decided to stop by Ben's place. I had a key, and I knew he'd be out running errands, so I figured I'd grab a coffee from the kitchen and relax for a bit. When I walked into his apartment, something felt off. I don't know what it was, a gut feeling, maybe, but the place seemed quieter than usual. I heard voices coming from the bedroom. At first, I thought maybe he was on the phone or talking to Sarah, but then I recognized the voices. It wasn't Sarah's. It was a woman's voice I didn't recognize. I felt a rush of panic in my chest, but I convinced myself that I was just overthinking it. I didn't want to assume the worst. But then I heard it, the unmistakable sound of moaning. That's when my heart dropped into my stomach. I should have turned around and walked out. I should have left, called him out later, and dealt with it in a calm, mature way. But no, I was frozen. I couldn't move, couldn't think. I was caught in this strange mixture of betrayal, confusion, and disbelief. I didn't even knock. I just opened the bedroom door, and there they were, my brother, Ben, in bed with another woman. I didn't know how to process it. I stood there, staring at them, my breath caught in my throat. They didn't even notice me at first. Ben was kissing this woman, and I could see how comfortable they were with each other, like it was nothing. Ben finally looked over, and his face went completely pale. His eyes widened, and for a split second, it was like he was trying to figure out how to spin it, how to lie his way out of it. But when he saw the look on my face, he immediately froze. The woman scrambled to cover herself, and for a moment, I thought I might faint. My head was spinning. The silence between us was suffocating. Ben sat up and pulled the covers over his lap, but he didn't say anything for what felt like forever. It was me who broke the silence. "Are you kidding me?" I said, my voice shaking, barely able to contain the anger bubbling up inside me. "Are you really doing this to Sarah?" Ben opened his mouth like he was going to say something, but no words came out. He was trying to find an explanation, I guess, but it wasn't coming. I looked at the woman, still half-dressed, and she seemed more embarrassed than guilty. She didn't say a word either. I couldn't even look at her. All I could think about was Sarah. My mind raced, the thought of how this would crush her, how she would feel if she ever found out. Finally, Ben spoke. I didn't mean for this to happen, okay? It's complicated." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I just stood there in shock, trying to make sense of everything. "Complicated?" I repeated, my voice now rising. "You're cheating on her, Ben. You're literally in bed with someone else while she's out there, probably thinking you're being faithful." Ben's face softened for a moment, and he looked genuinely remorseful. But then the defensiveness kicked in. "You don't understand. Things haven't been the same between Sarah and me for a while now. We've been distant, and I didn't know how to handle it. I felt like my head was going to explode. That's your excuse? You're in a relationship with someone who trusts you, and you throw that away because things got complicated? You could have talked to her. You could have been honest. But it wasn't just about him. It was about Sarah, too. I couldn't wrap my mind around how my brother could be so careless, so selfish. I turned to leave, but then I heard the woman speak. "Look, I didn't know you were with someone, okay?" she said, her voice barely above a whisper. I didn't want to hurt anyone. I didn't know what to say to her. Honestly, I wasn't sure I cared. She wasn't the one who had betrayed us, Ben was. But still, the whole situation felt so dirty. I just wanted to get out of there. I'm going to tell Sarah, I said to Ben, my voice steely, determined. I'm going to tell her everything. Ben's face went pale. Please, don't. I'll fix this. I swear. I didn't think things would get like this. I'm so sorry, okay? But I wasn't listening anymore. I didn't care about his apologies. He had broken my trust, and he had broken Sarah's. I couldn't be the person to cover for him. Update 1. I've had some time to process everything, and I'm still not sure if I did the right thing. I told Sarah everything, every detail. I didn't leave anything out because I couldn't. Not when I knew how much she deserved the truth. She was devastated, more than I expected. She felt betrayed not only by Ben but by me, too. Because I didn't tell her sooner. She was crying, and I felt like the worst sister in the world. But I couldn't lie to her. Sarah broke up with Ben immediately. She said she needed time to figure out what to do with her life now. I don't know if she'll ever forgive him, but I know she'll never forget this. As for Ben, he's been trying to apologize non-stop. He's begged me to keep this between family, but I can't look at him the same way anymore. The thought of him being so deceitful, of him hurting Sarah like that, it makes me sick. I've cut contact with him for now. I'm giving Sarah space, and I'm just trying to be there for her however she needs me. I don't know what the future holds for her and Ben, but I know that right now, the most important thing is supporting Sarah, because she deserves so much better than what Ben gave her. TLDR, I caught my brother cheating on his girlfriend of 3 years. I confronted him, and after some thought, I told her everything. She broke up with him. Now I'm unsure where I stand with my brother and trying to support Sarah through this mess.